President Biden ringing in 2023 while on vacation, this time in sunny St. Croix. And while there, he shared his New Year's message with Americans, recapping his year of delivering for the American people. Listen to this.
Today offers proof that the soul of America is vibrant, the future of America is bright, and the promise of America is real. It's never easy, but we're proving that America, no matter how long the road, progress does come. Now, law.
But Biden forgot to mention a few things like the highest inflation in 40 years, surging energy costs, a record migrant crisis, and a rise in fentanyl poisonings in the U.S. Joe Concha is joining us now. You know, of course, I didn't expect him to really acknowledge any of these horrible things happening. But since it is so bad, don't you think it would make him look better if he would say, hey, I know there's a lot going on right now. America, just stick with me?
One would think that, Ashley, right? But this president and this administration believes that quantity is more important than quality. They keep touting all the bills that they signed, and they're twerking basically over what they believe was a highly successful year. And it's everything that so many Americans dislike about the swamp, right? I mean, it's a disconnection from reality that people are feeling on the ground, to your point, Ashley. For example, just because you pass something called the Inflation Reduction Act doesn't mean it's automatically an accomplishment, because that bill, by all objective accounts, only adds hundreds of billions of dollars to government spending, but does not reduce inflation. And overall, when you look at a recent Fox News poll that finds that 23% of Americans believe that 2022 was a good year, and almost 70% believe it was not a good year, we're going in the wrong direction. But our leaders on the Democratic side believe that everything is hunky-dory, Todd, to use a saying that I know you like.
That's actually an expression my dad uses all the time, and it's apt here. Because, but also, Joe, my concern is less that they ignored it in this promotional video, but more so that they've actually not addressed any of these crucial issues that matter to every American in their 2 years in office. So going into 2023, do you have any hope, any optimism that they're going to address your inflation, your border, anything that every single person in America should be concerned about?
Todd, it's like when you're an alcoholic and they say that the first step is to acknowledge that you have a problem. They don't acknowledge that they have all these problems, right? This is a failing presidency when it comes to all things that are important to the American people. I mean, how could this administration talk about massive progress when it allowed 5 million people, including almost 100 people on the terror watch list, into the country? Is it massive progress when inflation is 5 times higher than it was when Joe Biden took office? Is it massive progress when cities from Philadelphia to Portland are setting homicide records? And from a parental perspective, and you're going to learn about this soon when your kids are in school, perhaps the most important issue, our educational system is falling far behind most other developed countries. This is a president that has a crush on Randy Weingarten, who's the head of the country's largest teachers union, and is simply not interested in preparing our children for adulthood in the manner they should be prepared. So when you add all these things up, I can't see how you could be saying, all right, end zone dance time, let's spike the football, when in 2023 things will probably only get worse because they don't acknowledge they have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the president is also dodging questions yet again about running. Watch this.
Okay.
What's your feeling about running for re-election, sir?
There's an election coming up?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What's your priorities for 2023?
How was dinner?
I mean, my gosh, it's not cute. Just answer the question, yes or no. Like he said, 2023, it's just these constant games with the American people.
Ashley, can we remember a time, whether you're talking about Trump or Obama or Bush or Clinton or the elder Bush or Reagan, when they're asked, are you running for president again, all would answer, of course I am, right? You can't say, hey, I'm doing a great job. Look at 2022. We did so many great things, and then say, well, I'm wishy-washy in terms of whether I'm going to run for president or not. To your point, Ashley, Todd, yes or no. It's a very simple question, and yet he's still dodging on that. I wonder why.
Also, when this vacation was supposed to be used to determine whether or not he was going to run. Remember, he said, we're going to sit down with the family, we're going to make our determination. So you should assume you're going to get a question like that on vacation and have a prepared answer. Before we let you go, you mentioned football. Breaking news, Giants are in the playoffs, Joe.
That's correct. Well, my Bears got beat. I think the Lions just scored again about 3 minutes ago. Yeah, so congratulations. Your New York Football Giants back in the playoffs. Have fun losing the first round to San Francisco. It's going to be a blast.
I think my Giants versus Pete Hegseth's Vikings is going to be the rematch. I think my Giants take it. Joe Concha. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Joe.